Live from New Delhi, you're watching India NewsHour, India's voice to the world. I'm Amit Pal Singh, wishing you a very happy Republic Day. Coming up in the next 1 hour, India celebrates the 76th Republic Day with grand show in New Delhi. Celebration showcases India's rich cultural heritage and military prowess. World leaders congratulate India on its Republic Day. Secretary of State of the United States, Marco Rubio, says India-US partnership will be a defining relationship of the 21st century. In a big jolt to the Mohammed Yunus government, United States announces immediate cessation of any work under US aid to Bangladesh. Impeached South Korean President Yoon indicted for insurrection over martial law decree. Yoon's lawyers criticized the indictment as the worst choice. India marks its 76th Republic Day with great celebrations. This morning at the Kartavya Path led by President Draupadi Murmu, the event highlighted 75 years of the Constitution's enactment with a focus on people's participation and national unity. Prime Minister Modi joined celebrations and the Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto was the chief guest. The ceremony culminated with a thrilling flypast and a tribute to the country's rich cultural diversity and military strength.
India celebrated its 76th Republic Day on Sunday with the iconic parade at Kartavya Path leading the celebrations. President Draupadi Murmu led the nation in celebrating the Republic Day with special focus on 75 years of enactment of the Constitution of India and Jan Bhagidari or people's participation. The parade began with President Draupadi Murmu taking the salute. This year, the celebration was a unique blend of India's rich cultural diversity, unity, equality, development, and military prowess. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the Republic Day parade on Sunday morning, visiting the National War Memorial. The parade heralded by 300 artists playing Sare Jahan Se Acha with musical instruments from different parts of the country. President of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto, attended India's Republic Day parade as the chief guest. The parade featured a march past by the Indonesian National Armed Forces contingent and the military band of Indonesia's military academy, consisting of 152 and 190 members respectively. Subianto became the fourth Indonesian president to attend India's Republic Day, following in the footsteps of Indonesia's first president Sukarno, who was the chief guest of India's inaugural Republic Day in 1950. The Republic Day parade concluded with a flypast enthralling the audience with a breathtaking air show by 40 aircraft. The ceremony culminated with the national anthem and the release of balloons carrying banners with the official logo depicting 75 years of enactment of the Constitution in both English and Hindi. India's Republic Day marks the occasion when the Constitution of India came into effect in 1950. It is commonly associated with parades, cultural events, and ceremonies, along with various other public and private celebrations that honor the country's history, government, and traditions. Rabindra Chauhan's report for DD India.
And India marked its 76th Republic Day on Sunday with grand celebrations in the heart of the national capital, New Delhi. From impressive displays of military might to the cultural showcases, the day highlighted the nation's progress and unity. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto joined President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the occasion as this year's chief guest. Diptanshu Kashyap gives us more in this report.
Delhi came alive as India celebrated its 76th Republic Day with a grand parade at Kartavya Path. Thousands of spectators gathered to witness this vibrant display of India's military prowess, cultural heritage and unity. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto was this year's chief guest, who joined President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the celebrations, underscoring the strengthening relationship between the two nations. The parade showcased India's progress, blending modern technology and traditional elements. The Republic Day celebrations began with Prime Minister Narendra Modi laying a wreath at the National War Memorial, paying tribute to the brave soldiers of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. President Murmu, accompanied by President Subianto, was escorted by the President's bodyguards as they made their way to Kartavya Path to witness the parade. The two leaders were warmly welcomed by Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and other top defence officials. The parade featured contingents from the Indian Armed Forces, with soldiers marching in perfect formation and military bands adding to the spectacle. Among the highlights were the Indonesian military band and their marching contingent, as well as impressive displays of India's defense technology. From the T-90 Bhishma battle tanks to the integrated battlefield surveillance system, the event showcased India's military strength and its commitment to self-reliance in defense. The 1st Army contingent leading the mounted column was 61 cavalry. It was followed by 9 mechanized columns and 9 marching contingents. T-90 tanks, Nag missile system, Pinaka multi-launcher rocket system, Agniban multi-barrel rocket launcher, Akash weapon system, vehicle-mounted infantry mortar system called Airawat were also displayed at the Kartavya Path. The parade concluded with a breathtaking flypast by the Indian Air Force, featuring the Rafale, Sukhoi 30 and Jaguars. This aerial display highlighted India's air strength and technological advancements. The 76th Republic Day Parade was a powerful reminder of India's growing position on the world stage and its continuous march towards a bright and prosperous future. Diptanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
The greatness of India's cultural diversity was on full display at the at-home event hosted by President Draupadi Murmu at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. The at-home reception was attended by the Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto, India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other senior dignitaries. This year, the event embraced the vibrant traditions of South India, creating an unforgettable experience for the guests. Among the guests were women achievers, rural innovators like drone didis, startup founders, natural farming agriculturists and eminent personalities from various fields. And as India celebrates its Republic Day, the spirit of the tricolored echoed far beyond its borders. From receptions at the embassies to heartfelt greetings from world leaders, the Indian diaspora and the global communities marked the occasion with enthusiasm. Here's a look at how the world celebrated India's Republic Day.
The Embassy of India in the United States hosted a grand reception to commemorate India's 76th Republic Day. Friends of India, along with prominent members of the Indian community, came together to celebrate the spirit of the Indian Constitution. In neighboring Dhaka, the Indian High Commission witnessed enthusiastic participation from the Indian community. High Commissioner Pranay Verma unfurled the national flag at the Chancery, welcoming attendees with a message of unity and pride. In the UAE, spirited ceremonies at the Indian Embassy in Abu Dhabi and the Consulate in Dubai brought the celebrations alive. Ambassador Sanjay Sudhir and Consul General Satish Kumar Sivan led the flag hoisting ceremonies, with the tricolour flying high as the Indian diaspora came together to honour the day. In Sri Lanka, the High Commission of India marked the occasion with a wreath-laying ceremony at the IPKF Memorial in Colombo. Acting High Commissioner Dr. Satyanjal Pandey presided over cultural programs showcasing patriotic themes, drawing strong participation from the community. In Beijing, the Indian Embassy celebrated with vibrant cultural performances and a reading of the President of India's message. Ambassador Pradeep Rawat unfurled the national flag in the presence of embassy officials and members of the Indian community, reinforcing the values enshrined in the Indian Constitution. South Africa saw a unique celebration with a traditional Bhangra performance on the eve of Republic Day. Dignitaries from the South African government, members of the diplomatic corps, and the Indian diaspora were captivated by the energetic display of Indian culture. The celebrations weren't limited to the Indian community alone. Several world leaders extended their warm greetings. In the US, Secretary of State Marco Rubio congratulated India, recognizing its role as the world's largest democracy and emphasizing the growing partnership between the two nations. In Singapore, President Tharman Shanmugaratnam and Prime Minister Lawrence Wong conveyed their congratulations in letters addressed to President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India's 76th Republic Day truly resonated across borders. It is a testament to India's growing influence on the global stage and the deep connection shared by Indians worldwide. Bureau Report, DD India.
And the President of Maldives, Dr. Mohammad Muizzu, also greeted India on the country's Republic Day. In a post on microblogging site X, President Muizzu wrote, and I quote, "On the joyous occasion of the Republic Day of India, I convey my heartfelt greetings and best wishes to President of India, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the government and the people of India. Maldives will always cherish the strong bonds of friendship and cooperation that we share with India, which is built on mutual trust, respect and understanding that has withstood the test of time. I'm committed to strengthening our strategic partnership to address common challenges and work for the mutual benefit of people of both our neighborly nations." Unquote. And still to come up on DD India NewsHour, Iran's foreign minister meets Taliban leadership in Kabul. Belarus goes to polls as President Alexander Lukashenko is expected to cruise to victory for a record 7th term.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Amit Pal Singh. On December 26th last year, President of India Draupadi Murmu conferred the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar 2025 on 17 children in 7 categories for their exceptional achievements at a ceremony held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Cultural Center. One of the awardees is a 12-year-old boy called Arav Bharadwaj. He's from Delhi. He's undertaken 2 cycling expeditions, one around 2,600 kilometers long, over actually 2,600 kilometers. This one he undertook from Moirang in Manipur to the national capital Delhi to spread the message of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And he also took another undertook another cycling expedition. This was last year, from the Kargil War Memorial in Ladakh to the National War Memorial to on the occasion of the silver jubilee of the Kargil War. On the occasion of the 76th Republic Day, Arav Bharadwaj now joins us in our studios. Arav, welcome to DD India. Why did you undertake these cycling expeditions? 2,600 kilometers, more than that, one cycling expedition, another one 1,200 kilometers, more than 1,200 kilometers. You were just all of 12. I think you were 10 when you undertook your first expedition, right?
Firstly, thank you, sir, for inviting me here. And I had undertook my first yatra, which was of 2,612 kilometers, in which I had cycled for 32 days from INA Memorial Moirang, Manipur to National War Memorial, New Delhi, to commemorate the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and the 75th year of independence. Last year, I had cycled.
So, how old were you when you undertook that yatra? Were you just 10?
Yes. Okay. In my first cycle yatra, I was 10 years old, and last year I had cycled from Kargil War Memorial, Kargil, to National War Memorial, New Delhi, which I had started on 27th July 2024, and I had paid floral tributes on the Rajat Jayanti of Kargil Vijay Divas.
Alright.
I started this yatra to pay my tributes to the heroes of the Kargil War.
Okay. And what class are you studying in right now? What grade are you in?
Currently, I study in grade 8, the Heritage School, Rohini.
Okay, grade 8 you study here in Delhi. So, you were just in grade 6. So, how did this idea of a cycling expedition come about to you? Were you always interested as a child in cycling? But, I mean, the weather, the hardships of a 2,600 kilometer, wasn't it tough for you? And how did this idea come into your, to you?
Since I was very small, I liked cycling a lot, and I learned cycling at the age of 3.5 years old.
Okay.
And when I was young, my grandfather also told me stories about many freedom fighters. So I was most inspired by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. In 2022, on 23rd January, I saw the ceremony in which our Honorable Pradhan Mantri Shri Narendra Modi ji had unveiled the hologram statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. I saw that ceremony with my grandfather.
Okay.
So, in order to celebrate...
What inspired you about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose?
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was a great visionary, and in 1944, for the first time, his INA had defeated the British Army in Moirang, and for the first time they raised the INA tricolor on the Indian mainland. So, when I saw the ceremony, I thought that in order to celebrate this occasion and the 75th year of independence, we should do something different. Then, with my grandfather, I planned that we should cycle from INA Memorial Moirang in Manipur to National War Memorial, New Delhi.
Very interesting. How was the expedition? Tell me about that. The weather would have changed, you would have traveled many states. How was the whole experience?
So, the first yatra was of 8 states and union territories, which were Manipur, Nagaland, Assam, West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and New Delhi, which I had cycled through in 32 days. And in the first 2-3 days, the weather was quite pleasant. It was rainy too, but after in Bihar, we had to cycle for 100 kilometers plus in 5 days.
100 kilometers every day, you saying? 100 kilometers you were cycling every day, is it?
Yes, and at that time it was the month of April, May, which is at the time of peak summer and it was very hot, but we did not give up.
Okay.
And in the second cycle yatra, the first day was the hardest day because we had to climb through Zojila Pass, which was very hard and it was a tough terrain because of the...
Oh, you're talking about the second, the one you took from, undertook from Kargil to the National War Memorial in Delhi.
Yes, so that was really hard. The first day, because of the hilly terrain, there was steep climbs and also at that time there were a lot of winds and gusts, due to which pedaling was hard and the oxygen levels were low. But when I saw that the soldiers which are safeguarding our nation on the borders, I got inspired by them and continued cycling.
Okay. And so you got a glimpse of how, what kind of a life the soldiers live, what terrain, what weather they brave. So does that inspire you in any fashion?
So when I saw that our soldiers and the heroes and martyrs who gave their lives had done a lot of hard work, the martyrs even gave away their lives just for protecting our nation. So when I saw that how our soldiers live in such harsh conditions just to protect our nation, I got inspired by them.
Do you want to be a soldier? Does that thought come to your head, or?
In my future, I want to join the defense services and serve the nation, and I will also like to give the children of India that we should either join the defense services.
Okay. Okay. No, but what inspires you to join the defense services? I mean, it's a tough life. I'm sure your legs would be aching when you cycle through these difficult terrains. Nation and patriotism and sacrifice of the soldiers is all very well. But tell me, as a young boy, didn't your legs ache by the end of the day? Isn't it a hard life? Why would you want to do that?
So before the cycle yatras, I had practiced a lot, and so it was a daily routine for me cycling. But at sometimes I felt that I was tired, but I got inspired by the heroes and martyrs of our freedom.
Perfect. How, that's a typical example of how, when you're enthused about this thing. Tell me, where do you come from? Have you always been in Delhi? Where do you come from? Where are your roots from in the country?
I was born in Mumbai, and we are from district Rohtak, and our village is Kansala village in Haryana.
Okay. And the people of Haryana are brave people. I believe there is some kind of a connect that Rohtak has with the INA. Is it? Are you aware of that?
Yes, as far as I am aware, many 7 to 8 people in INA who fought in the war were from our village only.
Oh, from your village only. Ah, so it runs in the blood. Anyway, Arav, it's such a pleasure, and I'm so proud to have you on my show. Thank you very much, and I wish you well in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, these are stories that inspire not just us, the future generations. You can see a young boy who was all of 10 when he undertook a 2,600 kilometer long yatra through various terrains, a cycling expedition. And he says, because he was just inspired by the sacrifice that our soldiers put in every day. That's quite a message for us. Well, moving on, Republic Day celebrations were organized today at the residence of the Indian ambassador in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is the home to the largest Indian diaspora in Europe, and it is marking this special occasion with pride. The India correspondent Mark sent us this report.
In Wassenaar, the Netherlands today, celebrations marked India's 76th Republic Day, bringing together the Indian community and Dutch dignitaries in a display of unity and cultural pride.
We are all celebrating the 76th Republic Day of India this year, which highlights the rich cultural and civilizational heritage, as well as our hopes and aspirations for a better and brighter future.
The many guests came together to listen to the Indian ambassador to the Netherlands, Kumar Tuhin, in honor to celebrate India's rich heritage and democratic spirit. The ambassador highlighted the strong and growing ties between the two nations, emphasizing shared values of democracy and innovation.
In Netherlands, we are very proud to host the largest Indian diaspora on the European continent, and therefore this day is observed here in a very special, very proud and very befitting manner. I am very happy to extend my best wishes and greetings to everyone on this occasion. Jai Hind.
A day of unity and reflection, honoring the journey of the world's largest democracy. Mark Limburg reporting for DD India in Wassenaar, the Netherlands.
And Republic Day celebrations were organized in South Africa as well at the India House. They were hosted by High Commissioner of India to South Africa, Prabhat Kumar. DD India correspondent Nazni Ismail reports.
Good day and happy Republic Day to all of you. Let us celebrate the spirit of India's democracy and honor the values of our constitution. Let us remember the sacrifices that led to our freedom and embrace the values that makes our nation truly unique. Jai Hind.
On January 26, 75 years ago, our founding document, the Constitution of India, came into effect. The Constituent Assembly, after nearly 3 years of debates, adopted the Constitution on 26th of November 1949. That day, 26 November, has been celebrated as Samvidhan Divas, that is the Constitution Day, since 2015. In November 2025, G20 Summit will be held in Johannesburg, which will be attended by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I'm sure you will welcome him with the same enthusiasm as you did in August 2023 during the BRICS Summit.
Let us celebrate the spirit of unity, freedom and democracy. I'm Nazneen for DD India at India House, Pretoria, South Africa.
The head of the Taliban government in Afghanistan met with the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in Kabul on Sunday in one of the highest level visits by the Iranian official to the Afghan capital since the Taliban's takeover in 2021. Upon his arrival, Araghchi held bilateral talks with acting Prime Minister Mullah Mohammad Hassan Akhund, which aimed at boosting bilateral cooperation. The visit is part of an effort to bolster relations between the two countries and pursue mutual interests, according to Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai. The Iranian minister also met with his Afghani counterpart Amir Khan Mottaki. Talking about Belarus, around 6.9 million people are voting today in Belarus in the presidential election that may give another 5-year term to incumbent President Alexander Lukashenko. Lukashenko faces 4 opponents this time, but none of them poses serious challenge to him. Although the United States and the EU claim of unfair and rigged election, as the independent media are banned and the leading opposition figures have been jailed or forced to flee the country. And responding to the Western attack of unfair elections, Lukashenko said no one was expelled or banned. It is the law that enforces conditions and it must be respected.
Someone chose a jail, someone chose an exile, as you say. We did not expel anyone from the country, and moreover, we opened the country. And I have probably already stated 5 times that we are not vindictive people, not malicious. Everyone will be given a chance. In any country, one must be responsible for violating the law.
All right, still to come up on DD India NewsHour, the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that the US may offer a very large bounty on Taliban leaders. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni meets with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Amit Pal Singh. Let's take a quick recap of the headlines we're tracking at this hour. India celebrates the 76th Republic Day with grand show in New Delhi. Celebration showcases India's cultural heritage and military prowess. Impeached South Korean President Yoon indicted for insurrection over martial law decree. Yoon's lawyers criticize indictment as the worst choice. In Australian Open, Italy's Jannik Sinner wins his 2nd consecutive title, beats Germany's Alexander Zverev in straight sets. The Embassy of India in Kathmandu celebrated the 76th Republic Day on Sunday. The Indian diaspora in Nepal gathered at the embassy in Kathmandu to participate in the celebrations. Ambassador of India to Nepal, Naveen Srivastava, hoisted the tricolour and delivered President of India Draupadi Murmu's address to the message. On the occasion, dance performances on patriotic songs by students of the SVCC and Kendriya Vidyalaya mesmerized the viewers. A reception was hosted in the afternoon by the embassy to further the celebrations. The Vice President of Nepal, Ram Sahai Yadav, attended the reception as the chief guest. The gathering celebrated the strong bond between India and Nepal and the significant milestone of India's 76th Republic Day. And let's talk about how Republic Day was celebrated in various states of India. From cultural performances to honouring war veterans, the states across India marked the Republic Day in their own unique ways. The celebrations not only reflected India's culture but also diversity. More in this report.
Patriotic fervour gripped India as the nation celebrated the Republic Day. History was scripted at the Tral Chowk in Pulwama district in Jammu and Kashmir as the tricolour was hoisted for the first time. The flag was jointly unfurled by an elderly, a youth and a child, symbolizing the unity of generations and their shared commitment to the nation. In the Union Territory, tourists marked the day in a unique manner by unfurling the tricolour at a height of 10,000 feet in snow-clad Guldana. The national flag was hoisted for the first time at 14 places in Naxal-hit Bastar region of Chhattisgarh state. The celebrations were jointly held by security personnel and locals. In Maharashtra, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis unfurled the national flag at his official residence in Mumbai, while Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde participated in celebrations in Thane. In Rajasthan's Alwar, the state police and NCC participated in a parade at a stadium. In the South Indian state of Andhra Pradesh, celebrations were held at a stadium in Vijayawada in the presence of Governor Abdul Nazir. In Jharkhand's capital Ranchi, for the first time, a contingent of West Bengal police participated in the parade. In Dibrugarh, in the northeastern state of Assam, Chief Minister Himant Biswa Sharma unfurled the tricolour at an event which included cultural programs and distribution of prizes. In Sikkim, Governor Om Prakash Mathur and Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang felicitated 1971 war veterans. The program also included cultural performances like bamboo dance. In a remarkable tribute, divers in Gujarat's Dwarka unfurled the national flag underwater. Bureau Report, DD India.
On the occasion of the Republic Day, DD India's Sakal Bhatt held an exclusive interaction with spiritual leader and founder of Art of Living Foundation, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Take a listen.
Gurudev, to begin with, we would like to know your thoughts on Indian Republic at 75, the journey that we have covered so far. We've moved on from strength to strength, the 1950 beginnings to 2025. So what does Republic 2025, Republic Day of India 2025 symbolize and represent to you?
You know, we are moving into the Amrit Kal, the last quarter of the century, where India has showcased its vibrancy as a democracy. This is the largest democracy and also the oldest. I would say democracy has been in the genes of this country from centuries. Though there were kings here and there, but they all also followed the system which our ancient traditions have always espoused. Now with this beautiful celebration, it has really rekindled the strength and a vision for future in the youths of our country.
Share with us the world perspective on Bharat being seen or looked up to as a Vishwaguru. India at the world stage as a Republic Day Grand Parade, would you agree, is cut above the rest in many, many ways, since you have travelled almost every nook and corner of the world?
Absolutely, there is no comparison. There has been no such parade anywhere in the world where our military, our cultural heritage and the diversity that India has been showcased in such an elaborate and with precision.
That West is turning to us in a big way as a leader of world in the cultural and spiritual domain. Indian Republic has arrived on global stage under Prime Minister Modi?
Absolutely, absolutely. The progress the country has made in the past decade is unimaginable. It has really, really lifted the image of India. It has brought so much comfort and hope to the people here.
Your message to the viewers of DD India, especially those who are our international viewers. Of course, the domestic audience is watching you, but the international audience as well.
Come to India and experience its hospitality, the glory, and bask in the radiance and the vibrations of spirituality that this land has been offering from ages.
Okay, moving on to some other news. In a major blow to Bangladesh, Donald Trump's administration put a freeze on U.S. developmental aid to the country following his executive order, which mandates a pause on foreign aid to review whether aid allocations align with his foreign policy priorities. The Trump administration has announced the immediate termination or suspension of any work in Dhaka under contracts, work orders, grants, cooperative agreements, or other assistance or procurement of instruments. The U.S. donor agency, USAID, which is the United States Agency for International Development, made this announcement on Saturday, confirming the immediate suspension. The freeze has also impacted other sectors that rely on U.S. funding. South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol has been charged with insurrection after he attempted to declare martial law in December last year. Following this, Yoon becomes the first sitting South Korean president to be indicted while in detention. His ill-fated attempt to impose military rule plunged the country into an unprecedented political crisis. DD India brings you latest on this.
South Korea's prosecutors have formally indicted President Yoon Suk-yeol on charges of organizing an insurrection related to his brief declaration of martial law. With this, Yoon becomes the first sitting South Korean president to be indicted while in detention. The charges are unprecedented for a South Korean president, and if convicted, Yoon could face years in jail. The indictment comes just one day before Yoon's detention was scheduled to expire. Yoon had been taken into custody on 15 January by the officials of Corruption Investigation Office over the declaration of martial law. Yoon was officially arrested on January 19. Since the Corruption Investigation Office lacks the authority to indict a sitting president, the case was transferred to the prosecution last week. On Sunday, the prosecution team had reviewed the evidence, and based on the comprehensive review, it was determined that indicting the defendant was appropriate. Yoon is accused of conspiring with the former Defense Minister Kim Jong-un and others to incite insurrection by declaring martial law on 3rd December. He is also alleged to have ordered the deployment of military forces to block a parliamentary vote that sought to repeal the decree. On 14 December, Yoon was impeached by the National Assembly over his attempt to impose martial law in the country. The members of the unicameral National Assembly had voted 204 to 85 to impeach the President Yoon. He has been held at the Seoul Detention Center since his arrest, and the formal indictment with detention means he will now be kept behind bars until his trial, which must happen within 6 months. With Aman, Syed Afzarul Hassan for DD India.
Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni met on Sunday with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, at the UNESCO World Heritage Archaeological Site of Al Ula. The bilateral was part of the 3-day mission of the Italian Prime Minister to the Persian Gulf countries. The topics on the agenda included reconstruction of Syria after the civil war and Italy's commitment to support the ceasefire in Lebanon. Meloni and Mohammed bin Salman also talked about Iran, Gaza and Yemen, as well as the Red Sea, where the Italian Navy is engaged in the EU mission Aspadads in defense of freedom of navigation. US may place a very big bounty on top leaders of the Taliban. This is what the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Saturday, adding that he was hearing that the Taliban held more American hostages than previously reported. Taking to social media platform X, Rubio said that if this is true, they will have to immediately place a very big bounty on their top leaders. The post did not give any further details or specify the number of Americans being held by the Taliban. Tens of thousands of Australians protested on Sunday, marking Australia Day, to highlight the mistreatment of the indigenous people. Rallies took place in major cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Adelaide, calling attention to issues like incarceration rates, poor health and the historic persecution of the continent's first inhabitants. For many Indigenous Australians, the day is seen as an invasion day, representing the destruction of their cultures by European settlers. Some groups are calling for the holiday to be renamed or moved, as it marks the 1788 arrival of the first British's first fleet.
When white people came to Australia, black people started dying. Like, why do you choose that day? You know, it doesn't, and yeah, it's insane. I don't understand.
And let's now take a look at other stories making news from around the world. On the eve of the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz-Birkenau extermination camp in Poland, a Holocaust memorial was inaugurated in Lyon in France. The memorial is a tribute to the Jewish victims killed and persecuted between 1933 and 1945. Teams of pastry chefs from 18 countries are competing over 2 days to win the Pastry Cup at Sirha. It's one of the major events for catering and hotel professionals. In Chassesia in France, chefs and master chefs are going all in to create the best pastries that can get them the prestigious award. Strong winds buffeted planes as they tried to land at Spain's Bilbao airport on Sunday. According to Spanish weather agency, Galicia and Cantabrian coast recorded southwesterly gusts of winds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, which could become hurricane force winds in coastal and mountain areas. But people gathered in large numbers in the German city of Aschaffenburg on Sunday for a memorial service of the victims of a knife attack killed earlier this week. A 28-year-old man from Afghanistan was arrested following the attack. The suspect was believed to be mentally ill as he was undergoing psychiatric treatment. And still to come up on DD India NewsHour, all the updates from the Mahakumbh in Prayagraj in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. You're watching DD India NewsHour. I'm Amit Pal Singh. And now to all the latest from the Mahakumbh, the largest gathering of humans on the planet. The Mahakumbh is drawing visitors from around the world, keen to embrace the beauty of spirituality and feel the power and magic of the vibrations. My colleague Deepika Mato tells you more in this report.
Many countries have come together to embrace Mahakumbh 2025 and immerse themselves in the ocean of spirituality. UK's Christopher says that Indian culture is very close to their heart, and with the help of Mohanji Foundation, they are able to embrace it.
Mohanji Foundation in generally has completely transformed my life, and Mohanji is someone who's bringing the essence, I would say, of Bharat, of India, to the world and to a global audience, particularly the messages of non-violence, unity, and coming together beyond all caste, country, religions, genders, and that case.
Belgium's Thea is making a documentary on Mahakumbh. She believes that the great festival has a lot to offer.
My first time at Kumbh Mela, obviously, and I have to say it has been very enriching.
Mohanji Foundation's CEO expresses immense pride in being able to unite the world at Kumbh.
great opportunity for us, and I think it's also saying that we are privileged to be part of it. So it's both a blessing and a message to the world that this is a very, very important gathering, a very important occasion, and we are very happy to be part of it.
The foreign delegates believe that Mahakumbh has the immense power that transforms a person into a pure soul.
The dips are really special for me. We are taking dips at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it is really like you feel light, you feel pure, and it's really incredible.
I felt the energy, I felt the purification, I felt after the 5 a.m. dips that we go for, how the energy is, how we're colliding with the energy. And I just want to stay here, and I want to stay here longer. So we are staying till the end of February.
I feel like at home, but also it's transformative. It's kind of challenging, right? Like everyday life is. So it's a kind of intensified.
It's a privilege to meet in this space. It's different than having a retreat any other places in the world. It's very high energy, very intense, and very beautiful.
Mahakumbh is also witnessing women empowerment. The global participants are promoting local products made by women.
Women are playing a really big role in the world, especially in this Sanatanam Dharma. We need that woman touch, the motherhood that come into the Sanatanam Dharma into a one, all in one, and I find that is playing one of the biggest role.
Mahakumbh has become a powerful spiritual destination of the world, embracing wisdom, pure soul, and celebrating the culture of India.
So there you heard that many of the countries have united at Mahakumbh 2025 to bring Sanatana Dharma at the forefront, to make it more understandable for every human being present on the planet Earth, and to also feel the vibrations of Mahakumbh 2025 and the important celestial movement which is happening after 144 years, making it even more magical. With camera person Shiv Suman, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Mahakumbh, Prayagraj.
You're watching DD India NewsHour. Time now for some sports news. World number one Jannik Sinner made history after becoming the first Italian to win 3 Grand Slams. After taming Alexander Zverev in the grand finale of the Australian Open in Melbourne and secure his 3rd Grand Slam title. Take a look at this report.
World number one Jannik Sinner claimed his 2nd consecutive Australian Open crown and the 3rd Grand Slam title of his career in a thrilling final in Melbourne on Sunday. Sinner overcame world number 2 Alexander Zverev, often referred to as the physical beast, in straight sets. The 23-year-old Italian dominated the match from the outset, clinching the first set 6-3. He claimed a tightly contested second set 7-6 before sealing the victory with another commanding 6-3 scoreline in the final set. The victory has extended Sinner's remarkable winning streak to 21 matches. After the match, Sinner said, "We worked a lot to be in this position, and it's an amazing feeling to share this moment. It's amazing to achieve this thing, but mostly to share with you guys. It's an incredible tournament for me until now, and it will keep going like this. It's the most important Grand Slam, and I'm very happy to be here." By successfully defending his Australian Open title, Sinner became only the 4th man to achieve this feat since the turn of the century, joining the illustrious company of Andre Agassi, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic. Ahead of the final, Sinner showcased incredible form, defeating American world number 8 Alex de Minaur in the quarterfinals. In the semi-finals, he dashed local hosts by overcoming Ben Shelton. Meanwhile, world number 2 Alexander Zverev continued his wait for a maiden Grand Slam title after a decade of competing at the highest level. While he owns an Olympic gold medal, Zverev fell short in major finals, including the 2020 US Open and French Open last year. As the curtain falls on the first Grand Slam of the year in Australia, tennis fans can look forward to more thrilling moments and new records in the months ahead. Faiz Khan's report for DT India.
The Indian Army will undertake on the Indo-Tibetan border police in the final of the men's ice hockey at the Khelo India Winter Games in Leh on Monday. Indian Army became the first team to enter the final. The defending champions warded off a stiff challenge from hosts Ladakh to win a thriller 2-1. Ladakh enjoyed tremendous home support. They opened the scoring in the 13th minute, but Ladakh allowed 2 soft goals to let the army take control of the match. In another match, the ITBP defeated Himachal Pradesh 3-1 to set a mouth-watering title clash. The army team suffered a 3-1 defeat against ITBP in the league match on Saturday. And that's it then in this edition of DD India NewsHour. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. The app is available both on Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Amit Pal Singh from my entire team here in Delhi. Thank you for watching DD India NewsHour. Bye-bye.